Masquera say, Zimbabwe, welcome to our channel Zim Confessions and Deep Secrets. Kana kariki kutanka kukia paneno channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Kana chukua karoka subscriber, don't forget to comment and share this video. Nasi Zimbabwe takigirai, nyeri kupisa nyeri kunetsa mbato zano PF. President Emerson Mnangagwa wabuda achirivesa the decision yakaitwa na zano PF's legal secretary wa Patrick Chinamasa awakaoneka vachidzinga 6 social media activists zano PF kana kuti varakashi muri Zimbabwe. Mnangagwa vakabuda vachidismissa kudzingwa kwevarakashi ava mbato rezano PF vacharova vachiti it is now and void muri Zimbabwe. Zvinombera mushe this decision by President Emerson Mnangagwa iri kunzi inokwanisa kuwedzera ma divisions mubato rezano PF muri Zimbabwe. Chinamasa vari kunzi vastrip mapowers avo Mnangagwa vakawanikwa vachirivesa this dismissal yevarakashi ava. Chinamasa vakanga vabuda vachitaura vachiti varakashi ava vakadzingwa nenyaya yekuopoza kwavaita vaChinamasa pamwe chete nemamwe matop official members vezano PF chinzi varakashi ava vaisvibisa mazita vakuru vezano PF. Nyaya yakabuditswa neRizim Live vachitaura ivo vachiti President Emerson Mnangagwa has reversed a decision by ZANU PF's legal secretary Patrick Chinamasa to fire 6 social media activists he called rogue elements. Mnangagwa has decreed that the said dismissals are now involved, according to his handwritten comments on a letter of appeal by Jonasi Mandiwanisa Musara, one of the affected individuals. Musara, in his letter, said they were pleading with Mnangagwa to reverse the purported dismissals so that we can resume our work of using social media to defend, promote, and popularize your remarkable ED works, ZANU PF party, and our beloved motherland, Zimbabwe. Musara indicated in the letter that he had recently met Mnangagwa, who made it clear that you had not authorized his dismissal. Mnangagwa's intervention, which undermines Chinamasa, could further divide his party, which is battling factional fights linked to succession politics. Chinamasa is executive director of Varakashi for ED social media unit, a group of ZANU PF online activists paid to attack Mnangagwa's critics and amplifying party messages. Chinamasa said he fired them for insulting him and other officials. Tinotenda Kachanje, one of the sideline trolls on Saturday, posted Masara's letter on X. It now carried Mnangagwa's handwritten comments and signed, stating that he had not approved Chinamasa's decision to jettison them. Without naming Chinamasa, Kachanje appeared to take aim at the former finance minister, accusing him of trying to intimidate them into abandoning their support for a plan to amend the constitution and remove term limits, which would allow Mnangagwa to seek a term extension after his second and final term ends in 2028. Successionists and rogue anti-2030 elements clogged in deceit and attempting to silence the voices of progress. Their intimidation tactics are clear signs of cowardice aimed to undermining the persuasive efforts of the 2030ists who support President Mnangagwa's term extension, Kachanje wrote on X. President Mnangagwa stands firm, and so do we, undeterred and unbowed. Mnangagwa denies ambitions to extend his term, but his critics say he is privately urging supporters to keep up the campaign. The other activists who are set to return are Tafadzwa Mawire, Felix Muzondo, Pardon Mangwende, and Herbert Mate ndo mabuditsiro akatwa nyaya yeRizim Live muri Zimbabwe. Tingazive kuti munoona sei nyaya yetudziwo zvamuri kufunga pamusoro penyaya iyi mucomment section. Kutaura kwatiri kuita zvinoomera mushe zviri kunzi aiwa vaChinamasa vaida kutry by all means kubloka varakashi vaisupporta President Emerson Mnangagwa vaitry kupusha for ED 2030 muri Zimbabwe, but vaMnangagwa vari kunzi vadzosa these guys nenyaya yekupusha kwavari kuita the ED 2030 campaign. Tingazive kuti munoona sei nyaya iyi. Nemwe nyaya yakabuditswa nePindula News vakabuda kuchara vachiti aiwa the Politburo yakawirirana vagara pasi vakabvuma kuti aiwa kuti ED 2030 iwanikwe ichienderera mberi. Iri kunzi iyo iri kuopozwa na Chinamasa zvinomira mushe zvikunzi chinogona kuputika, chinogona kubondoka muri Zimbabwe for Chinamasa avakabuda vachitaura ivo vachiti vakataura president vakati havasi kuda kuextenda his term limit, zvinhu zviri kuopozwa nemamwe mamembers eZANU-PF vachakati aiwa idi 2030 kufanira kuenderera mberi. Tingazive kuti munoona sei nyaya iyi, tiudziwo zvamuri mucomment section. Pendula News yakabuda ichitaura iyo ichiri UK-based Zimbabwean lawyer and political commentator Brighton Mutebuka has reported sources as saying the ZANU-PF Politburo has approved a proposal by some party members to amend Zimbabwe's constitution to extend President Emerson Mnangagwa's term. Below is Mutebuka's post on X. The ZANU-PF Politburo okays constitutional amendment to extend ED's term. Highly placed sources from ZANU-PF's Politburo stated that the party gave the green light for Zimbabwe's constitution to be amended to extend ED's presidential term. The meeting was described as having been highly charged or tense. It was apparently the first time that the subject had been broached before Soviet-style Politburo. Before this, the matter was reportedly sketched out via choreographed pro-ED public rallies to railroad the party's structures into adopting the resolution before a party had feigning disinterest and ignorance of the subject. During the heated meeting, some reportedly argued that the amendment was unconstitutional. ED was reported to have pretended to be typically uninterested before suddenly and decisively intervening to emphasize the fact that there was a binding resolution at the most opportune time that bait away the claim of unconstitutionality. Chiwenga was reported to have remained totally silent during the proceedings, a development which apparently baffled many, including some of his side. Opamuchiguri reportedly took the task of ED's fierce chief enforcer. She reportedly complained that some, apparently referring to Chiwenga indirectly, barely said anything during party meetings, but were quick to stir trouble out of it via opposing binding party resolutions. The above then paved the way for Geza and other ZANU-PF leaders to be expelled on the premises explained by Chinamasa in the video. In typical ZANU-PF fashion, the war show appeared to have been scripted to flush out Chiwenga's backers, pro-Chiwenga into the open to expose him, and then expel his vocal backers in the party. As things stand, relying on the binding 2030 resolution, it is now theoretically, technically possible for Chiwenga to be expelled for disloyalty if he repeatedly and demonstrably fails to publicly back the resolution. This strategy forms part of the warning ED gave during his address against those who fail to respect the party and its structures. Whether or not ED will go for a jugular in that fashion remains to be seen, as such monumental chessboard move is fraught with a great many risks which he will need to put contingent measures for before executing it. A few weeks ago, many, including yours truly, wrongly speculated that perhaps the military had self-deployed tanks in Harare and other areas in scenes akin to November 2017. Several highly placed sources suggested that it was actually ED himself who did this as a primitive gesture to Chiwenga to show that he could still command the military, perhaps via Sibanda. If the sources are correct, it means that ED is progressively filibustering the war body politic and strangling Chiwenga in ZANU-PF and in state institutions including terrain, which had been thought to be favorable to Chiwenga like the military. This means that the path to favorable outcome for Chiwenga is dramatically narrowing, and he could have come out with a spectacular maneuver to escape this stranglehold within the current political window left. Ndo mabuditiro gatwanya iyi muri Zimbabwe sinaze kuti munaona sei nyaya tudzizo zvamurufunga mu comment section.